Yeah.
Okay. Or just kind of towards us is fine.
We just give them a minute to.
She'll
My
blend
Lord
here
is Lord.
without hopefully making a mess. So I'm pretty bad about that. That's good now. I'm just gonna put it on the floor today.
Perfect. Okay. Hello, everyone out there. So thank you for joining us today for Champs Chat. So we are going to talk about medical weight loss because let's be serious. I bet a lot of you set New Year's resolutions and goals for yourself to maybe lose some weight or be healthier. And that was a million years ago now. So maybe those aren't going as well as you thought and you need a little bit of help. So that's what we're going to talk about today with the lovely Sarah from Prime Health MD, who is here with us at Anderson Aesthetics.
Yes, thank you guys so much for having me. I am Sarah Brixey. I'm one of the nurse practitioners with Prime Health MD. We do offer a medical weight loss program. For those of you wondering what a medical weight loss program is, we are high protein, low carbohydrate, and we do offer, injections as a part of the program, vitamin B12, which helps with energy, and we add some lipotropics to it for some additional fat burning. We offer B1 and B6, which helps with carb cravings and water retention. We do offer an appetite suppressant for those who qualify, which just kind of helps to get used to a reduced caloric intake or kind of get over those carb cravings. We do have an excellent program. The weight loss numbers are fantastic. We use accuracy, so we use your basal metabolic rate, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically how your body expends energy at rest. So we are able to create enough of a deficit for some fat loss, but always avoid a physiological state of starvation. So it's a weekly program. You come in weekly, you can get your injections. We do offer supplements because we are a little bit restrictive initially. There's a lot of education, there's a lot of support. We talk extensively about behavior and sleep and just wellness in general. So pretty great program.
Okay, Sarah, so break it down because that's like a lot. If you were going to come in here and like, I don't know what I'm doing, I just know I need help, right? So what is the first thing that happens when someone comes like into your office?
So you can always come in for a free consultation and just chat with me about specifically, what you have going on in terms of your health and kind of what you're looking for. On an initial visit, we'll do a medical intake, so we'll just find out a little bit about your eating habits. We will talk about your health, so anything that you've been diagnosed with in the past, diabetes, thyroid issues, hypertension, things like that. We will do an EKG to make sure that your heart is in good shape. We do a full lab panel to make sure that your kidneys and your liver are functioning appropriately. I will do a full physical exam. We'll talk kind of about what you're looking for and where your needs are, and we devise a plan customized for you specifically.
So with that, you don't really have to know everything that you offer. No one has to like memorize that and be like, I want this and this. I think you're going to say, okay, this is what I think you could use and this is why, and break it down from a medical science perspective.
Absolutely.
That you can understand.
Yep, and we get all walks of life. Some people want to lose 10 pounds, some people need to lose 80 pounds. We get vegetarians, people who want to do intermittent fasting. I mean, you name it, we can help.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I know you mentioned injections. So do y'all do like the HCG injections or are those part of your program?
Great question. We do not offer HCG. We'll counsel about avoiding a state of starvation, which is basically when you don't meet your body's needs. With some of these kind of fad diets that are out there, you may be losing weight and it's encouraging to get on a scale and see the numbers coming down, but if you're restricting yourself, you're really slowing your metabolism, and you can slow it up to 40%. So you're slowing your metabolism, and then simultaneously you're shifting these biologic processes. Leptin, a hormone that tells your brain that you're satiated and all is right in the world, kind of goes way down, and ghrelin, a hunger and craving hormone that lives in the gut, goes way up. So you're hungry. Yeah, you end up getting hungry and craving and eating, and then you've slowed your metabolism, so you can't compensate. So most of these diets, you end up gaining the weight back, 80% to 100% plus.
So if you slow your metabolism down that much, and then you go back to regular
and then you get
eating
hungry
habits.
And you're craving. Yeah, your brain doesn't see weight loss or starvation as like a positive thing. It actually wants to help you make up for it. So whether it's a meal later, a week later, a year later, you will get hungry, your metabolism will be slowed, and then you'll find me.
And so what you're really trying to do is achieve like a state of balance within your body, right?
Yes, we aim for fat loss. There's good and bad weight loss, and our program is really dedicated, number one, to fat loss, and number two, longitudinal success. We really, from the very first visit, are making sure that people are going to be able to keep the weight off.
Right. So it's kind of more of, like you said earlier, well-being and like kind of a long-term lifestyle change in your eating habits or maybe your exercise habits, and you just kind of learn to eat smarter so that you can lose the weight and then still be healthy and not hangry. Nobody likes to be that hangry.
So two things. First of all, I think it is something that like I wasn't raised with a strong sense of nutrition. I mean, like my mom made me eat my vegetables every night, but there was never a, hey, you need to make sure you're getting this in your diet and these vitamins and these minerals, they're a natural source. So I'm assuming you do a lot of like re-educating to people who have just grown up with like poor eating habits.
That's kind of stage one of the program. We kind of build like this solid foundation. We give extensive education and information. We want you to understand what you're eating, glycemic index, nutrients, pesticides. We're talking about everything. We build on that with exercise, cardio versus strength training, how to fuel your body, what you need, timing of fuel, and then the last piece is behavior and just kind of what part of the brain we use when we're thinking about food and being mindful and practicing indulgences and how we bounce back and respond. So,
okay. And then with the emphasis on fat loss, I really enjoy that. So do you do a fat body percentage that you measure versus just on the scale?
Yeah, so each week we look at your body composition analysis and we're able to actually show you, you lost 3.4 pounds and 3.2 of that came from fat.
Okay.
We're able to break it down.
You want the fat, but not like your muscle.
Exactly.
Right.
So fat loss is what is going to contribute long-term to your health. Okay. So when you have a high body fat percentage, you are at higher risk for hypertension, higher risk for arthritis, hyperlipidemia, breast cancer, you name it. So yes, fat loss is the name of the game, and we are able to show the patient weekly what they're losing in fat.
And you had said something before we went on air about there was another diet. Which one was it that you actually do lose muscle, and that's where you're seeing a lot of the numbers go down from?
So any diet that you're sort of restricting your body's needs and maybe not meeting amino acid needs and protein synthesis needs, you will lose muscle and water. So unless you're actually verifying where the weight is coming from, it's more likely than not that it is muscle and water. HCG is one of them that you actually do lose a fair amount of muscle.
Just not ideal at all.
Because your muscle actually helps you
burn fat.
Burn the fat.
Yes.
So if you use
the
if
more
you use up all your muscle, your body starts
and you're basically
cannibalizing.
starving.
Is that the right? Your body uses up your muscle, and you lower your metabolism,
and then you shift your
and then you
your
go back to a regular diet. Like the two things that
People
would help you
will-
maintain weight, you've pretty much sacrificed to lose.
For a quick.
Right.
It's a quick fix, but it isn't something that we believe in. So I really educate people up front. This is a lifestyle change. We don't like it when people call it a diet. People are really successful in the program.
Right.
We
You
have
just
like
learn to have a healthier relationship with food.
Yeah, mindfulness and all of that, planning and
Awesome.
quality of life. Yeah.
About how long? Like, is it usually 4 weeks or 12 weeks, or kind of what is y'all's? Is there an average, or does it just depend on the person's goals?
Yeah, I can't give you an average just because goals do vary pretty widely. But I can say that people lose the most in the first week once we kind of jumpstart getting the fat burning process initiated. I would say about 8 to 14 pounds in the first week is pretty typical,
wow.
And then it will slow to about 2 to maybe 5 pounds subsequently. And it really does vary.
That is a lot of pounds, though.
That is a lot of pounds.
significant.
Yeah, and it's solid weight loss. It's fat loss. So,
Right.
But it really depends on kind of what your goal is, what your body fat percentage is, how well you execute what we ask you to do, etc.
You have to follow the directions when you leave the office.
Listen to us. That's right. And we set you up. All the tools we have, we take them out for success. Yeah.
So something else that like pop surprise, just because I know, especially for women, as we get older, like you have pregnancies and menopause and all kinds of other things that can throw off like your hormones. So y'all also do like hormone panels, so you can check, because I know several people who actually come to see y'all for hormone replacement therapy, and one of their things was like they gained so much weight or they just cannot lose any weight, and it's because their hormones were all kinds of crazy. But then you can help kind of straighten that out for people too, because that hormones and weight, especially women, hormones and skin, hair, weight, lots of things
also
go
the
together.
hormones affect like your mental state a lot of times.
Yeah, libido, cognition, mood, sleep, energy level, fat loss, your hormones affect basically everything. So yes, we do survey. You know, I'm always, kind of looking at symptoms and talking about patients that might be good candidates for hormone replacement therapy. And we do have the ability to draw labs, like I said earlier, and kind of look at the hormones objectively, and then we can have a conversation about that. But women do love the hormones.
Right.
And this is just me as someone who doesn't know anything about this. I know that a lot of birth control can make your hormones like really wacky. Is that something that you're able to balance? If not, it's fine. I'm wondering if that's something that is balanceable or if you're just screwed.
It is balanceable.
You know?
I would likely recommend that you have your specialist, like your OB or your internal medicine doctor, kind of manage. You don't want too many hands and kind of changing things, but it is something that I screen for. I'm always looking at the medication list and potential side effects, whether they're antipsychotics, birth controls, things like that, to have that conversation with patients and just kind of get them in the know.
And what is your degree or certification or whatever? Because it's obviously like a very medical science backed thing that you're doing here.
So my background is in internal medicine. I went to school for 7 years, minor in oncology. Prior to being with Prime Health, I worked at Shepherd Center, which is neurology. So I did a lot of on-the-job training here. I get all of my continuing medical education credits. In weight loss, I am a member of the Obesity Association now, and I've been with Prime Health for about 2 years. So just a lot of reading and research.
And you're somewhere, so it sounds like you're also somewhere in like the functional sort of medicine side of medicine, where you're taking medicine, but you're not just like shoving it at people and being like, here's a prescription, go.
No,
see if it works.
When people come in and are actually just looking for the prescription, I say maybe this isn't a great fit for you.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of a holistic approach, and we really want people dedicated to their health, and that's one of the great things about being, a part of Prime Health is that patients come in because they're ready to change, and they actually want to improve themselves. So it's exciting to work with people who are, excited about their health and just need a little bit of help and support, which is what we give.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wonderful.
Well, thank you, Courtney.
Thank you for joining us.
No, I think we're good. But if you do have a question, you can leave it in the comments below, and all three of us will be checking back in.
Absolutely.
And we'll find you the answer to your questions. There are no dumb questions, because some I ask feel pretty dumb, but they have answers. So everybody has an answer.
Awesome.
So thanks for tuning
Thank
in,
you so
guys.